Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and you're very welcome to Bridges of Light this evening. And our show this evening is going to be talking about numerology and the influence of numbers on your life. It may seem strange to be thinking in terms that a number can actually influence how we think, how we feel. But believe me, when you look at your life path number, you'll become aware just how much of an influence it actually is on you. We're quite aware of astrology, how it we look at the astrology articles in magazines, and of course we're very much aware of what we'll pick, what's nice, and what's not so nice we'll push aside. Hello, Sonia and Anna Maria, and Miriam. Lovely to welcome you all here this evening. And so looking at numerology, it's the vibration of numbers that we work with in it. With where astrology, the two are very similar. I haven't studied astrology, but the two are very similar, and I believe from someone who works with charts. The difference is the cosmic influence in astrology that we work with, whereas in this we work with with how the numbers of the day you were born, how you literally chose that day, the impact that was going to have on your life. So yeah, it'll be nice just to explore how it's going to work. I'm not going to take your numbers from you or questions. I'm going to read out what the numbers, they define, because we tried it before in doing readings and it really became very mixed and difficult to actually be fair with it, put it that way. So if you have a pen and paper by your side, because you're going to also have a meditation that's going to be pretty different from previous ones, and we'll talk about that later, but you will need a pen and paper for that as well. Hello, Miriam, and I'm down again just as you've come in here. I know I'm repeating. Sonia, Helena, Gabriella, lovely to see you all here this evening, and I hope you enjoy. I know you'll enjoy. That is what we call looking at positivity, because sometimes when we say words like hope and maybe and words like that, they give the impression of the possibility of not happening. So this is the best way to always work. Use your words wisely, because believe it or not, your brain follows your words, follows the dictate of what you're saying. So think of all the different words that we say. We might do something, rather than saying, I'm going to do something. Thanks, Sonia. That's exactly what I love to hear. Jacqueline, now you're welcome. Yeah, what I love about this evening is I love the group energy that is generated by everyone here, and that's something that I literally can say from the bottom of my heart. I enjoy every moment, and some of you have been here through many moments that was a bit shaky at times, but nevertheless I have to say I enjoyed. Everyone pulls together, and that's what's really lovely. And we have an evening where, different things happen for people, and it's always about a learning for everyone involved. There's no such thing as someone having arrived somewhere that the others are on their way to. Everyone is on a journey, and this is the lovely part of the journey, that we come together on a Friday evening, and we'll work with. Anyway, get on with the work, Bridie, and stop talking and babbling on. Barbara, you're welcome. Okay, if you have a pen and paper, to hand. Right, numerology, or the very nice, sophisticated way of saying it's metaphysical mathematics. Yeah, don't ask me to spell it, just leave that alone. Numerology, I first became interested in it about 15, 16 years ago. I was at a workshop in the college, at the Arthur Findlay College, and there was just a taster of the numerology, and all of a sudden I could see my life. I could see the definition of who I was in my life path numbers. So this is what we'll work with now. We'll get on with the numbers and what they represent. For you doing it at home now, what I want you to do is to write out your date of birth, the full date. So my date of birth is the 16th of the 2nd, 1951. I don't just write 51. It's the full numbers right across. And then what you're going to do is add them across. So 16, did I say 15? There's a story behind that too. 16 of the 2nd, 1951. So I write 16 is 1 and plus 6, plus 2 for my birth date, or my month date, plus 1, plus 9, plus 5, plus 1. So when you just add all of them together, and I have to go back and add mine. So 1 is 7, 2 is 9, 10, 19, 5 is 21, and 21 and 1 is 22. There's something wrong there. You see, this is why I didn't want to be doing yours online, because what had happened is I'd be giving you the wrong year. 1 is 7 and 2 is 9, and 1 is 10, 19, 5 is 24, and 1 is 25. So I am at 25. That's the full number when added up. Now what I have to do is add the 2 and the 5. So are you at that? You have the 2, when those two numbers are added together, you have what's called your life path number. So from that life path number, that gives you the reason that you have incarnated in this life. It's the reason you have come into being, to learn lessons, whatever lessons they may be. So everyone now, if you have that number, we look at the end. We look towards the end at compatibility number, how you're compatible with certain numbers. So, but in the beginning anyway, we'll start with number 1. Number 1 is the leader, the manager, the innovator, the person that would actually start something. The number 1s are terrific at starting things. Not always great at finishing or completing, but great at delegating other people. As I say, there's where the managerial skills come in. So with a number 1, you have someone that stands out in the crowd. They don't like working in a team so much. They want to be that person that's out there doing the business, looking for new adventure. All the time, their mind is very, very active. That's a real number 1. When you have that energy, that person needs a time to spend time alone, to go into, we'll say, solitude, and so you have that other aspect. They can be difficult to communicate with, despite their managerial skills. The difficulty comes because their head is so involved in doing things and thinking of things that they can be difficult to actually communicate in a relationship scenario. So that's where the 1 is, and that's where I won't say negative. There's this side we have to learn how to manage and how to deal with it. So that part is the lessons, part of the lessons that we've to learn. To be with people, be present with people, especially in relationships. Okay. I'm just after thinking, some of you online may English may be your second language, and I'm away running riot. I'm sorry, I'll slow down. It's the way I tend to work, because I do leave here at a certain level. So I'll slow down. I'm really sorry. Okay, we'll come to number 2. Number 2 is, and it's easier to slow down with number 2, because the 2s are great for partnerships. They're great for giving of themselves to a relationship. The number 2s are people who will be there to be the peacemaker, feeling the sensitive part of the whole range of numbers in that number 2, in a broad scale, because a number 2 wants to find, if there's conflict around them, they want to find the area where they can get the level ground. So it is very much, as I say, the peacemaker, the relationship person, someone who is easy to be with. And if you wanted to share a problem, you would be doing well to share with a number 2, because they will give a perspective that when you're working through something, sometimes it's difficult to see the wood from the trees. So a number 2, just explore who's around you, and that is a number 2, and all you need is their date of birth, which you can get sneakily, bit by bit. Maybe that's terrible. I'm condoning something that's not nice. No. Okay. So with the thing about a number 2 on the line of looking after yourself, if you're a number 2, or if there's someone close to you, is the need to actually be aware of when enough is enough, and not be thinking in terms of that you have to do something to put something right for a family friend, or that becomes a little bit, you don't know. In general terms, you keep going, you keep trying to create a harmony. So just be aware of that if you're a number 2. Sonia, we'll see maybe if we have time after. But if you just write out your date of birth and just go right across and put a plus between each digit. Just each digit put a plus, and at the end, then the sum that you come to, if it's like me, 25, then I add the 2 and the 5, and that gives me the 7. Okay, Paula and Antonella, Adriana, lovely to welcome you, and Benedetta, lovely to welcome you here. And if you have a pen and paper handy, it will be good, because we're doing your date of birth right across. Just add them all together, and when you come to the total, which you'll have maybe 25, 32, what you do with that total is then you break that down, and if it's 32, the total, what you do then is the 3 plus the 2 equals 5. So that's your life path number. So anyway, I'll get on with things. The 3 in your life path. 3 is about expression. You will find that a 3 will be very interested in the arts in per se, as in acting, singing. This is where the audience comes in. 3 is a real feeling of being at home in front of an audience, and at the same time can be very interested in, we'll say, the more what would I call it, reclusive arts, like painting, sculpturing. A 3 is into the arts and the finer elements of the arts. So with a 3, they're very happy with being out there, bringing joy into situations. So when you find a 3 in your company, you can bet on it that they will be the life and soul. They'll be doing the talking, they'll be doing the entertaining. So in that respect, they are great entertainers. Again, looking on the side where there's care needed, is time to pull back when the energy starts to slip, because they use a 3 uses a lot of energy in doing all of this. So when you have a 3, you're going to have, if you're a 3, you're going to have times where you spend the energy, and it's the time where you actually feel very much spent if you don't take time out to replenish. The number 3 is also the perfect number as well, right? Yeah. There's no negative number. Put it that way. Every number has a positive. I can put it this way though. The 4 is the most difficult, and that doesn't say, like, 4s are great for, it's lovely. With a 4, you have someone who's very dedicated to work. But what actually happens with the 4 is that their dedication can be their downfall, because they spend all their energy to get that thing right. They're never really satisfied with enough is enough. So it's just with the 4, if you're a 4, it's an energy where you will find you have that to come to the decision of enough is enough. I'll go back to the reason that these are life path numbers, how they influence you. You come into this life to learn lessons. Now, the life path is the journey that gives you those lessons. You have, which we're not even touching on because it's kind of it wouldn't be suitable for doing. You have what's called the influence, and then from the expression, which the life path gives you the journey. The expression gives you the tools to actually learn the lessons in this journey. So there are many factors to numerology. They're the 2 main ones, but it is very, very, I suppose, complicated in a way to get a chart solely out to do everything, because it takes a lot of calculations to actually get it the way that you're getting a prediction, I suppose, to some extent. But it's more an insight than it would be than a prediction, because the insight is how you actually then feel about yourself, how you can assess what is happening for you, how you're managing it. And this is where numerology can give you that insight. So where are we now? We talked about the 4. Yeah, just the 4 is the only one that gives you hard work. But as I say, there's great satisfaction with a 4, because if we always say about a 4, if you want a job done, get a 4 to do it, because they will not stop until they get that job done right. Fantastic dedication to what they're doing. So you see, it's not a negative. It's not a negative that's there. It's just a fact of watching your step to where you know when enough is enough, and that carries through with most of the numbers. It's just looking. If you have, we'll say the likes of the 4, and you're dedicated to your job. If there's the opposite of that is going to be, where do we draw the line with that dedication? We'd look at the expression with 3. Where is enough to be the entertainer, to be the person who is going to help everyone around them by making light of things? See, no matter what number, that's what you have to actually look at. Okay, here's the gin again. Gin and 7-Up is great. not in your sweet life, but yeah. So right, so we're on to 5 now. 5 is the middle. 5 is about change. 5 is about adventure, and it is the number where things can change quite quickly. So with a 5, you need to be alert. You'd be the type of person where you'll have the great days, and you will have the day that because you took your eye off the ball yesterday, the situation changes so that the next day you're in a think, what happened? How did this happen? So the messenger comes in on the iPad. So the phone off. Sorry about that. When you have that situation, just to be, it's adventure. 5 is about being adventurous, not fearing that adventure. So it's a great energy that's there, but the only part of it is just watch that you keep your eye on the ball. The 6 is the family person. Will do everything and anything to nurture the family. So this is where you would have, we're coming to another number later that's kind of it's on a similar basis, but the 6 will be very dedicated individually to the family, and they will be the type of person, they'll make a great parent, father or mother. They will be there to nurture and to help that individual, they'll be there to help that individual to actually be, get the best out of them. You know, where there's people that in your life, comes into your life, and they're there and you actually grow through their presence because they believe in you, they nurture the adventure basically, but they nurture that element that's there that needs it. So that's where the 6 comes in. And all I can say is that on a negative side, there is little or none except that overspend of energy. Okay? Now, what we're going to the weird and wonderful. That's what I always say about number 7, because I'm a 7, so I am weird, but I'm wonderful. The 7 is interested in this work of the occult in its broad sense. Very much on exploring the unknown, exploring the world of the psychic, the world of the mediumship. It's a number where it can be, a 7 can be quite aloof. Now, if you have 2 7s, and I mean by that, if you have a 7 life path and a 7 expression made up of your name, the makeup of each of letters, of all the letters. Sorry, I'm going too fast even for my mouth. When you make up the total of the letters in your name, it's called the expression. But if you have a 7, 2 7s in that, if you have a 7 there and a 7 with the life path, you definitely need to mind yourself, because you can get lost in the world of the metaphysicals. You need grounding. And if 7 in one or the other is fine, it's you know, you can be grounded by people around you, but it is more difficult. But also the 7 is the personality too that will be the inventor, because they're ahead, they're away at times into the future, into seeing things that's needed. They will also be the inventor. So it is a number where there's very diverse. There will be the counselor, there will be the inventor, there will be the confidante. There's so many areas of the positives within it, because, as I say, with the 7, they think very broadly. They don't confine, and that can be difficult in a relationship. That can make life quite difficult for a partner. So it's just to be aware of what is going on for you within a relationship. Now, I just want to catch up, because we'll go back to the 8 then. All the numbers are good, perfect and positive. That is definitely true, Anna Maria. Okay, and the 4, I know, is the representative of the 4 elements too, as well, right? Yeah, and it's, as I say, if there's something that you want done, it's about everything coming together. So it is that combination. 4 definitely is I have 4 in the family, and if there's something to be done, she'll do it. and without a second thought. Okay, and Jacko, you're very welcome, Mariella too. Okay, so we're at the 8. The 8 is about the material aspect of within numerology. It's about bringing everything that you've learned over lifetimes, bringing that into this lifetime and making it being productive, not wasting time. You use your resources wisely, and that's something that probably in the earlier numbers, that's missing in a lot of them, because there's an overspend of energy, of time, whatever. But the 8 is very wise, as above, so below, very much in balance. So when you have an 8, they're understanding, they're good managers, they're good at being part of a team. They will work whatever way is needed. An 8 is very, very adaptable. So in a relationship, they will actually work very well to help the partner. They will be that type of person that will see where there's a need, and it's not, their attitude is not my way or no way. Their attitude is, we're going to get common ground here, and they'll work towards that. Okay. Number 9, and likewise Mariella, lovely that you're able to join us. Number 9 is the Humanitarian. I mentioned earlier on at the 6 looks about family and the cocoon of a family. The number 9 looks about the world. They are the humanitarian energy that's there, and that can be quite demanding on time and resources as well, because within that, within the resources that you have, you know, it's a hard track really, because you're very sensitive to the poverty you see, the injustices you see. All of that can actually affect you quite badly, but it doesn't stop you. You will keep going. You will keep pushing at to put right those injustices. So it's to look at where, if someone's with you that's a 9, they can be hard to understand at times, because they are looking at what's going on out there, and there's a need to actually pull back in. If you're a 9, just be aware of where you are within that. Okay, I just want to get time to look over, and this pen and paper, because I wouldn't remember this. We're not going to go into the master numbers, because we have a bit of time just to look at the compatible numbers, and I wouldn't remember these now if I hadn't written them down, so forgive me. And then we want to get into the meditation. if your life path is 1, your compatible numbers are 1, 5 and 6. They're your compatible numbers. Mainly what you'd look at with compatibility is that, and you will have the contradictions here, but generally the even numbers are compatible together. The uneven numbers are compatible together. They're the ones that actually gel well together. Now you will have some contradictions in that, but that's the general rule. Okay, so life path 1, 1, 5 and 6 is the compatible numbers, and the 6, if you remember, is the family scenario, so it helps the 1 to kind of ground them. Non-compatible is 8 and 9. The 8 and 9, the power, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work because with the 8 is using all the energies that they've experienced in their lifetimes, and they don't suffer fools gladly. The life path 1 tends to want to get out there and do the thing, and they're insular in a lot of ways, but the 9 is not compatible with that. I think I'd better run through them because you can find these in different websites. So, and I think there's different numbers comes up. But just to give you these, life path 2, the numbers 4, 6 and 8 are compatible. Non-compatible is 3 and 5. That's a prime example of the general rule. Now, life path 3 is 1, 5 and 9. Non-compatible is 2, 3, 6 and 8. Okay. Life path 4 is 2, 7 and 8. You have the 7 as the odd one out, but then we are the odd one out with the odd number that's in there with the 4. 3, 5 and 9 are the non-compatible. Life path 5 is 1, 3 and 7 compatible, and the non-compatible 2, 4 and 9. Compatible with number 6, with life path 6, is 1, 2, 8 and 9. Non-compatible is 3 and 7. Life path 7 is 4, 5 and 7. Non-compatible with 7 is 6, 8 and 9. Compatible with 8 is 4 and 6. Non-compatible is 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. Life path 9 is 3, 6 and 9. Non-compatible with 9, 1, 4, 5, 7 and 8. Okay. Now, as I say, if me and 9, lovely Helena, yeah, yes. Yeah, you see, it's you have, and Helena, I know from your work, you were looking about everyone on the bigger scale, not just about you. So this is what the 9 does. 9 looks about the mass. So what we have is a nice, hi Bernie, Daniela, lovely to see you. We're going to start the meditation because we need to get into it. The meditation this evening, as I said to you earlier, is very, very different. This is a waking meditation. You're awake for this. So your pen and paper close by so that you can use it, that you don't have to move too far. What I am going to ask you to do is to sit with your eyes open for this, because it's very much about your environment. Now, I've said it before numerous times. I generally know what the topic is going to be. I've never before had the whole meditation laid out for me. So for whatever reason, this evening, I've been given the meditation prior to now. It's generally, I just hand over when I get it started and let it take me wherever. But this one, I feel as maybe the journey that we've gone through there is about the here and now. And maybe that's what it's about. I don't know. I don't know. I do what I'm told, and you know, we just work with. Okay, so it's just going to be the same scenario, but you're going to just be awake for it. And I know that's quite difficult. I think I'm after knocking my music off. Do I ever make life easy for myself? No, we're okay. We're back on without me having to get up to it. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to sit in the stillness. Have your pen and paper to hand, because you'll need to do a little bit of recording as we're going through it. You're going to be asked to visualize within your mind's eye at the different stages. And what I want you to do is, I know in the first one it's a pebble, that wouldn't matter so much, but maybe draw the pebble on the piece of paper. But with it, you're going to record each symbol that you're given, and we're going to work up through the chakras, because the chakras and our numerology are very, very closely linked. If we do a little bit, I'll talk a little bit through it as I'm going through the numbers. But yeah, this is very different to what you're used to. So just have your pen and paper and just sit back, and I'll raise it a bit. Just allow yourself to sit back in your chair and to relax, being supported. Allow your back to feel against the backrest of your chair, so that you're sitting upright. And just take a deep breath, breathing in the light and breathing out the light. Just breathing in relaxation and breathing out relaxation. Just breathing in and being aware of your breath. And as you breathe out, just allow any tension that you're feeling to leave with the outward breath. And now, rather than closing your eyes, just fix your eyes on a spot in the room or wherever feels comfortable. Just allow yourself to have that position so that it will help you to go on the journey. So now we're going to focus first on the base chakra, which relates to number 1. And just as you breathe in, be aware that the base chakra is about strength and power. It's about how to use that strength and power wisely. Being aware of the support that's around you, but also being aware that you are strength and you are power. And as you're sitting, comfortable and aware of that power and strength, visualize a pebble being gifted to you into your hand. And now, just record that on your piece of paper. It can be a symbol that just is about that power and strength. And we're moving up now to the Sacral Chakra, and that relates to the number 2, about partnership. And it's about feelings, being sensitive, being aware of how your relationship is with yourself and with those around you. And this time you're going to draw a flower on your piece of paper. A flower that represents life from its bud through to its full bloom. This is your energy. You're beautiful, coming together, all aspects of life. And bursting into the beautiful blossom. focus on the solar plexus. Solar plexus is the chakra where we blend the energies from the higher self to the physical self, the emotions, the spiritual, connecting with the physical existence. And this time, just feel a color. It can be any color. It's the color that you need at this moment in time. And when you're ready, just write that color on your piece of paper. We're going to move up now to the Heart Chakra, which relates to the number 4. And with this, there is no given symbol. So for you, you have the freedom to express whatever it is on your piece of paper relating to your heart. It can be a symbol, it can be a word. It can be healing. It's whatever comes into your mind. And we're going to move up now to the throat chakra. This relates to the number 5. Just be aware of the energy around the throat. And now on your piece of paper, just write the word voice. V-O-I-C-E, voice. Move up now to the brow. The brow chakra relates to the number 6. And this chakra will give you the insight into your psychic awareness. And if you just write when you're ready on your piece of paper, write the word dove as in bird. You can draw a symbol if you like, representing the dove. You do what feels right for you. And we move up now to the Crown Chakra that relates to the number 7. So just be aware of that energy, that beautiful fine mist of energy that's created by the Crown Chakra. And as you're sitting there, just visualize a white light all around the crown of your head. And visualize that light just reaching down around your body so that all the colors have come together. And as they come together, your energy glows like a white light. It's been very beautiful in a peaceful place. So there's no need at this point in time to write because you can do that afterwards. But now, surrounding that white light, just see it surrounded on the edge by silver light. A silver light is about protection. Just visualize that silver light circulating around the white light that's beaming out from your body into your aura. Now, outside of that silver light, visualize a light of gold circulating on the edge of the silver light. Being aware of that precious spirit that you are. Being aware that your body is the temple of that spirit. And the precious gift that you have is that light that shines within and without. Just gradually now come back into awareness and move your toes and fingers so that your body knows that you're awake. Yeah, different. Be interesting if you feed back to me how you felt about that, because it was different. Yeah, there was some need for it, and the powers that be, my team that works with me, excuse me, seen it in their light to work this way. And I know I've done walking meditations, and it can be very powerful, but yeah, it's still lovely. I love the energy you create. It's just coming on 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock here, but yeah, next week is questions and answers. So what I'm going to say to you, anyone that's on Facebook with me, if you send in the questions beforehand, if you like, or when you start, if you're ready to write in the little window below that what your question is, and I'll try and answer them. If I can't, I'll try and get an answer for you from someone that I feel might know. But it's about no question should be left unasked, because you know, different things happen. Leslie, you got on. There's different things happen that create questions within our minds, and I know I was a long time in mediumship studying it. Before certain answers came, there was very simple, but yet, you know, we just don't think that we can get the answers from someone. We think we have to wait and let the apparition appear for us. But I hope you enjoyed that. As I say, it's a bit different, and we had a few joined us when we started. Hi, Stefania, Patrice. I think Patrice, you're on. Gilolia, or Gilolia. I'm saying that wrong. I know that. Rita and Leslie, as I say, joined. Antonella. Lovely to see you all here this evening. It was, as I say, everyone brings the energy to a meditation, and there's no one that I think can go untouched by that collective energy. So I'd like to thank you all very much for being with me. And as I say, next week is questions. If there's no questions in, it's going to be a very quiet hour. So just whatever comes into your mind to do with mediumship, of course. And I'm not going to give you the lotto numbers, but yeah. Thanking you, thank you. With the dove. Oh, the dove represents you taking, you moving, literally opening up your energies. The dove is about peace, but it actually is, you always see it flying in symbols. So yeah, it's about taking off and letting that energy, because our psychic energy comes here. And maybe next week we might look at that. Teresa, you're very welcome, and thanks, lovely to have you join us, Helena. Well, there must be no show on after me, because I'm not cut off. Yeah, I'm just interested to see how you felt about it, because it is very, very different at every level. It was very different. This lovely meditation had light healing, spiritual divine value. Thanks, Bridie. That's lovely. Just always look after when you feel emotional after any meditation. It's important to do the I won't say protection, but it's about sealing your energy. And it's not about closing down chakras. The only time we close down chakras is when we go to the other world. It's about taking your chakra energy back to a place where it feels safe. So that's what's important to just do. Nice weekend. And you too, Anna Maria. You don't really realize how much I actually love sharing this space. The person that follows. And Anna Maria is sending her love to everyone. And have a nice weekend to everyone that's joined us. Okay, Leslie. I'll leave you and love you, and have a lovely weekend, and have a lovely week until I see you next week. Bless you all.